24 Hours in Sleep and Wakefulness. Dear reader, I did not write this story of sleep and wakefulness because it is an example. I intend to get to know your compatriot children better and think about the solution to their pain. If I want to write everything that happened to me in Tehran, it will be a few books, and maybe they will bore everyone. So I will describe only the last 24 hours, which I think is not dull. Of course, I have to tell you how my father and I came to Tehran. My father was unemployed for a few months. Finally, he left my mother, sister, and brothers in our city and took my hand, and we came to Tehran. Several acquaintances and fellow citizens had already come to Tehran and could find a job, so we came too. For example, one of the acquaintances had an ice cream shop. Another bought and sold old clothes. Another sold oranges. My father got a wheelbarrow and sold tomato and onion. We would take part of my father's income ourselves and send the rest to my mother. Sometimes I would walk around with my father to help him sell some goods, and sometimes I would just wander the streets and only return to my father at night. Sometimes I would sell chewing gum or Quran or Hafiz's fortune-telling and such. Now let's get to the point. At night I was with Qasim, Zivar's son, who was selling tickets, and Ahmed Hussein and two others had become friends with us an hour ago. We sat on the bank platform. We talked about where to play when they came and sat next to us. They were both bigger than us. One was blind in one eye, and the other was wearing black shoes. But one of his knees protruded from the hole in his pants, and he was looking worse than ours. The four of us made sneak peeks at the shoes and then looked at each other and said, "Hey guys, be careful, he's a shoe thief." The guy who got what we were thinking about said, "What, haven't you seen shoes?" His friend said, "Let it go, Mahmoud. Don't you see them? Where did these poor people see shoes?" Mahmoud said, "Yeah, you're right. What is wrong with me? I see the bare feet of them and then I keep asking them if they have seen shoes before." His friend, who was blind in one eye, told him, "Everyone does not have a wealthy father like you, who has spent money like it is nothing for you to buy new shoes." And then they both laughed. The four of us were helpless. Ahmed Hussein looked at Zivar's son, and then in pairs they looked at Qasim. Then in threes they looked at me. What should we do now? Do we have to let them laugh at us or start a fight with them? I told Mahmoud loudly that you are a thief, you stole the shoes. And then they both started to laugh even harder. The one-eyed blind guy was elbowing to the side of the other one and said, "Hey, didn't I say that? Mahmoud, didn't I say that?" Colorful cars were on the side of the road. They were in such a cape that it was as if an iron wall was in front of us. The red car that was right in front of me moved. Then I could see a hole in that so-called iron wall, and I was able to see the middle of the street. A variety of vehicles, like taxis, cars, and buses, filled the middle of the street. They were moving slowly, making noises as if they were pushing each other, going forward, and shouting at each other. In my opinion, Tehran is the busiest place in the world, and this street is the busiest place in Tehran. The one-eyed blind guy and his friend Mahmoud were about to faint with a laugh. I wished that there would be a fight with him. I had learned a new insult, and I wanted to give it to someone in any way I could. I said to myself, I wish Mahmoud had slapped me, and then I would get angry and tell him that, "You raise your hand against me? I will cut your balls with a knife right now." With this intention, I buttonholed Mahmoud, who was sitting next to me, and said, "If you are not a thief, then tell me who bought the shoes for you." This time they stopped laughing. Mahmoud turned my hand away sharply and said, "Sit down, kid. Do you understand the meaning of this nonsense?" The blind-eye guy threw himself between us and did not let the fight get in the way. "Let it go, Mahmoud. At this time of night, don't start a new fight. Let us have a taste of laugh in our mouths." The four of us wanted to fight, but Mahmoud and one blind-eye guy wanted to have fun and laugh. Mahmoud told me, "Brother, we don't want to fight tonight. If you want to fight, leave it for tomorrow night, okay?" I said all right. A shiny car stood in front of us on the side of the street and filled the space. A young man and woman and a boy and a shiny white puppy got off the car. The boy was as tall as Ahmad Hussein, wearing shorts, white socks, and open-toed shoes in 2 colors, with combed and oiled hair. He held a white glasses in one hand and held his father's hand in the other. The puppy chain was in the hand of that woman who had bare arms and legs and had high-heeled shoes. And when she passed by us, we smelled a pleasant perfume. Qasem picked up a peel from under his feet and hit it hard to the boy's neck. The boy looked back at us and said, "Wanderers." Ahmad Hussein growled, "Go away, baby." I took the opportunity and said, "Now I'll come and cut your balls with a knife." Then suddenly all the guys started to laugh at once. The father took the boy by the hand and they entered a hotel a few meters away. Again all eyes turned back to Mahmoud's new shoes. Mahmoud said friendly, "These shoes are not very important to me. If you want them, they are yours." Then he looked at Ahmad Hussein and said, Come on, little one. Take off my shoes and put them on." Ahmad Hussein looked at Mahmoud's legs with suspicion and did not move. Mahmoud said, "Why are you waiting? Come on, come and get them."
Oh, come on.
This time, Ahmad Hussein got up and went in front of Mahmoud to bend down to take off his shoes. We looked at him and said nothing. Ahmad Hussein grabbed Mahmoud by the leg and pulled him, but his hands slipped and he fell on his back on the sidewalk. Mahmoud and his one blind-eye friend burst into laughter as I told myself that their stomachs were hurting right now. Ahmad Hussein's hands were black again. The one-eyed blind guy was elbowing to the side of Mahmoud and said, "Didn't I say that, Mahmoud? Haha, didn't I say that?" Ahmad Hussein's fingerprints were on Mahmoud's feet, and then we knew they got us. The laugh of those two deceitful friends spread to us as well. We also started to laugh. Ahmad Hussein, who was upset, got up from the sidewalk and looked at us for a while. Then he laughed too. The people on the sidewalk were looking at us and passing by, and I bent down and looked closely at Mahmoud's feet. There was no shoe. Mahmoud had only painted his feet so that one thought he was wearing black shoes. He was a tricky person. Mahmoud said, "Let's play 6 dice." I had 4 Qiran. Qasem did not say how much money he had, and those two friends had 5 qiran. Son of Zivar had 1 toman, and Ahmad Hussein had no money at all. There was a clothes shop a little way further down, so we went there and started to play dice in front of it. Zivar's son started the game, so he rolled the dice. He got 5. And then the next one was Qasim. He got 6. So he got 1 qiran from Zivar's son. Then Qasim rolled the dice again, got 2. Then passed the dice to Mahmud. Mahmud got 4. So he got 2 qiran from Qasim. And he happily clapped his hands and said, "Blessing." So that was how we poured 2 on 2 dice and played. 2 dandy youngsters came from the right hand. Ahmad Hussein ran ahead. He begged, "1 qiran, sir, please give me 1 qiran." One of the men grabbed Ahmad Hussein by the hand and turned away. But again, Ahmad Hussein ran and stopped them and begged, "1 qiran, sir, please give me 1 qiran. Please, sir, 1 qiran isn't too much. Please, sir, for God's sake." As they passed us, the young man grabbed Ahmad Hussein's neck, lifted him, and put him on his stomach on the railings on the side of the street. Head of Ahmad Hussein hung on to the middle of the road while his feet were toward the sidewalk. Ahmad Hussein struggled until his feet reached the ground and stood beside the sidewalk. 2 young girls came with a young boy laughing from the left hand. The girls were wearing short, colorful dresses and walking on both sides of the boy. Ahmad Hussein ran forward and begged one of the girls, "Please, lady, please give me 1 qiran. 1 qiran isn't too much. Please, I am hungry. Please, lady, for God's sake. Please, lady, 1 qiran, please." The girl refused. Ahmad Hussein begged again. The girl took money out of her bag and then put it to the palm of Ahmad Hussein's hand. He came back to us happily and said, "I'm in, guys." Zivar's son said, "Show me your money." Ahmad Hussein opened his fist and showed that 2 qiran coin in the palm of his hand. Qasim said, "You begged for that?" Then he wanted to hit Ahmad Hussein, but Mahmud grabbed Qasim's hand and stopped him.